In this question, you can see that there is a truck which is moving towards a wall, and it suddenly notices the wall at a distance of L. The truck applies the power brakes to avoid any collision with the wall, and we have to find out the minimum value of L so that this truck may avoid any collision without toppling this box which is kept over the truck. It is given that the friction on the base of the truck is sufficiently enough to prevent any sliding. So let us first of all see that the mg would be acting on the block in the downward direction, and the pseudo force as this truck would retard, then the acceleration of the truck would be in the backward direction because truck is retarding. So the acceleration of the truck would be in the backward direction. So the pseudo force which is acting on this block would be in the forward direction, and the pseudo force would be acting at the center of mass of the block. So this is the pseudo force F1. So I am writing that F1 is pseudo force. Now the value of pseudo force is equal to m into a, where a is the acceleration of the truck and m is the mass of the block. Now let us see that to avoid any collision, the distance which is currently between the truck and the wall is L. So V square is equal to U square plus 2as. So V is 0, U is V, and retardation is A. So this is 2A into distance is L. So A is equal to V square by 2L. So this must be the retardation of the truck. Now if we draw the diagram of this block, then we can say that the pseudo force would be acting on the block in the forward direction from the center of mass F1. The mg would be acting on the block in the downward direction. The normal reaction would be trying to prevent this block from being toppled. So this normal reaction would be acting on the edge of the block so that we can find out the limiting condition of toppling. So in the limiting condition of the toppling, the normal reaction would be acting on this edge of the block, and after this condition the block will topple. But as we can see that we have to prevent any toppling, so the normal reaction is able to prevent the toppling by shifting on the edge of the block, and the friction would be acting on the block in this direction, in the backward direction, like that. So if this friction is sufficient to prevent any sliding, so F1 should be equal to F, and normal reaction is obviously equal to mg because there is no motion of the block in y-axis. So if we find out the torque about center of mass, about this point, then the torque of normal reaction will be n into b by 2, because this distance is b by 2. So the torque of normal reaction would be n into b by 2 minus the torque of friction would be f into h by 2, because this distance is h by 2, and it is also obvious that the torque of normal reaction is in anti-clockwise sense while the torque of friction is in clockwise sense. So there is a negative sign between them. So the torque of friction would be F into h by 2. The net torque should be 0 and n is equal to mg. So this is mgb by 2. It should be equal to fh by 2. Okay, now we know that this F friction is equal to F1 and F1 is equal to ma. So we can further use the condition that mg into b by 2 is equal to F1 into h by 2. I have substituted the value of friction as F1 here. So this mg into b by 2 should be equal to, this F1 is ma. We know that F1 is the pseudo force and A is V square by 2L. So cancelling the M with M, and this is GB is equal to V square by 2L into H. I have also cancelled this 2 with 2. So you can see that the value of L should be equal to V square H by 2 GB. So this is the minimum required distance to stop the truck, so that truck avoids any collision with the wall without toppling the block. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a solid cubical block of mass m and side A, which is sliding down a rough inclined plane of inclination theta. Now it has a constant speed v, and we have to calculate the torque of the normal reaction acting on the block about the center and the distance at which the normal reaction is acting from the center of mass. So let us first of all write down the forces which are acting on this block. So mg would be acting on the block in the downward direction, like that, or I can say that mg sin theta would be acting like that. This is mg sin theta, and the normal reaction, in fact this component would be mg cos theta. The friction would be acting on the block in the backward direction, like that, and this will be the maximum friction because sliding is occurring. So as this block has a constant speed, therefore we can say that the F max would be equal to mg sin theta, because net force on the block would be 0 because it has a constant speed. So the normal reaction would be acting in this direction to avoid any toppling. So let us suppose that the normal reaction is acting at a distance of x from the center of mass. So let us write down the torque about COM. So about COM, the torque would be of this maximum friction, and the torque of this friction would be F into A by 2. This distance is A by 2. So this is F max into A by 2. And the torque of normal reaction would be in the opposite sense, and it would be N into X. So it is minus N into X. We also know that the normal reaction will be equal to mg cos theta, as there is no motion of the block in this direction. So the net force in this direction would be 0. So this torque must be 0 because this block is not toppling, in fact it is sliding only. So the net torque about center of mass must be 0. Now F max is equal to mg sin theta into A by 2 and minus, and that is equal to N into X, where N is mg cos theta into X. So cancelling this mg with mg, X should be equal to A by 2 tan theta. So this is the distance X about which this normal reaction should act, and the torque of normal reaction about COM is equal to N into X, where N is equal to mg cos theta and X is equal to this A by 2 tan theta. So you can further simplify by writing the tan theta as sin theta by cos theta and cancelling this cos with cos. So it is a by 2 mg sin theta. So this is the torque of normal reaction about center of mass. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a uniform cube of side A and mass m, which is resting on a horizontal table. A horizontal force of F is applied normally to the one face of the cube and directly above the center of the cube at a distance of 3a by 4 from the base. We have to find out the minimum value of F at which the cube will start to tilt over the edge. And obviously, if we apply this force in this direction, then the cube will start to tilt about this edge E. Okay, so let us first of all write down the equation of torque, and we know that mg would be acting in the downward direction like that, and the normal reaction would be acting in the upward direction. But normal reaction would be acting on the edge of the cube in the limiting condition, and the friction would be acting in the reverse direction like that. This is friction F. So we have to also assume that this cube is not sliding. So for no sliding, this friction must be equal to F, and obviously normal reaction is equal to mg because there is no motion of the block in y-axis. Now let us write down the torque about COM. So torque about COM, and we are writing the torque of the force F about COM. So the torque of F would be F into this distance, this one is A by 4. So torque of F would be F into A by 4 in the clockwise sense, like that, because this force is creating a clockwise torque. The torque of friction about COM will be equal to F into this distance is A by 2. So this is F into A by 2. This is also in the clockwise sense, like that. And the torque of mg is 0 because it is passing through the center of mass, and torque of normal reaction will be n into A by 2 in the anti-clockwise sense. So torque of normal reaction about COM is n into A by 2 in the anti-clockwise sense. So we know that the block has to topple, and therefore it will topple in the clockwise sense. So the torque which are in the clockwise sense should be greater than the torque which is in the anti-clockwise sense. So the net torque, the torque of F and F should be greater than the torque of normal reaction, and therefore F into A by 2 plus friction into F into A by 4 in fact, and friction into A by 2 must be greater than n into A by 2 for toppling. So this friction is equal to F, so we can substitute the value of friction. So this is F into A by 4 plus this friction is also equal to F, so this is F into A by 2. So F into A by 4 plus F into A by 2 is F into 3A by 4. It must be greater than n into A by 2, where n is mg and this is A by 2. So cancelling A with A, 2 with 2. So for toppling, F should be greater than 2 mg by 3. So this is the minimum force which is required to tilt this block about this edge. So the correct answer is A. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a homogeneous block which is having a cross section which is a parallelogram. You can see you are viewing this block from its cross section view. So this is a parallelogram shaped cross section view of a block, and this side is A and this side is B. This block is lying in the equilibrium and is in the rest on this smooth horizontal surface. Then we have to find out the angle theta for which this block would remain in equilibrium. Now you can see that initially if we draw a line which is a vertical line which is passing through this point of the block, because this block will topple about this point only. So let us draw a vertical line which is passing through this point. So this is a vertical line and the mg of the block would be acting from center of mass in the vertically downward direction. Now you can see that this mg is creating a torque which is in anti-clockwise direction about this point, and therefore this mg is preventing this block from being toppling. So when this angle theta will be less than a certain value, then mg will be acting on this vertical line like that, and this would be the center of mass of this block, and this is the mg. So let us suppose that we have decreased this angle theta to an extent to alpha, and at this angle alpha the mg is directly lying on this vertical line. So the torque of mg about this vertical line in this case will be 0 about this point. So therefore if we tilt this block by more angle, then alpha, this angle would decrease and mg would start to shift towards the right side of this vertical line. If this mg would shift towards the right side of this vertical line, then there would be a torque which is in clockwise direction, and this torque will topple this block. So in the limiting condition, we cannot tilt this block by more angle, and this angle alpha cannot be less than this value, limiting value. So let us find out this limiting value. So in this limiting case, if we draw this perpendicular, this line which is bisecting this block, then this width is b by 2 and this height is a by 2. This angle is 90, and obviously this angle is also alpha. You can see that this angle is 90 and this angle is also alpha. So in this triangle, if we write down the value of cos alpha, then cos alpha will be base upon hypotenuse. So base is b by 2 and hypotenuse is a by 2. So cos alpha would be b by a, because 2 and 2 are cancelled out. So this is the limiting angle below which this block will topple. So to keep the block in equilibrium, it is necessary that theta, this angle theta, should be greater than alpha, and therefore cos theta should be less than cos alpha or equal to. So cos theta should be less than or equal to cos alpha, where cos alpha is b by a. So the correct choice is option number A. So that block does not topples. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a equilateral uniform prism of mass m, and it is resting on a rough horizontal surface which has a coefficient of friction of mu. A horizontal force of F is applied on this prism at the top, and the coefficient of friction is sufficiently high enough so that prism does not slide and it topples. So we have to find out the minimum force required to topple this prism. So we know that in the limiting case of toppling, which means that when this prism is just about to topple, then the normal reaction would be acting on this instantaneous axis of rotation IAR, or we can say the effective point of contact. So this normal reaction is acting at this point to prevent toppling. Mg is acting at the centroid of the triangle in the downward direction. Friction is acting in the backward direction, and this applied force is acting on the top. So to topple this block, the torque of this force and friction must be at least greater than the torque of normal reaction about the center of mass. So let us find out the torque of F about COM. So torque of F about COM will be, you know that this distance from COM to this tip is A by root 3. So the torque of F about COM is F into A by root 3 in the clockwise direction, which is the direction of toppling. Now the torque of friction about COM will also be equal to F friction into this distance. Now this distance is A by 2 root 3. We all know that this centroid divides this median into ratio of 2:1. So this distance is A by root 3 and this one is A by 2 root 3. So torque of friction will be F into A by 2 root 3, and this torque would also be in the clockwise direction like that. So the total clockwise torque, which is the torque of toppling, will be equal to F into A by 2 root 3 plus FA by root 3. We also know that this F will be equal to the friction because this block is not sliding, and the N will be equal to the mg of the block. So if we substitute this value of F, then clockwise torque will be equal to F A by 2 root 3 plus FA by root 3, which is 3 by 2 FA by root 3, and it can be written as root 3 FA by 2. So this is the net clockwise torque which is toppling this prism. Now the torque of normal reaction about COM will be N into this distance, which is A by 2. So this is N into A by 2 in the anti-clockwise direction. So to topple the block, the clockwise torque should be greater than the anti-clockwise torque, or we can say that it should be at least equal to the anti-clockwise torque in the limiting condition. So to establish a limiting condition, we can say that root 3 FA by 2, which is the clockwise torque, it must be greater than or equal to NA by 2, where N is mg into A by 2. So cancelling this A by 2 with A by 2. So F should be greater than mg by root 3. So if we have to find out the minimum force to topple this block, then that minimum force will be option number A. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a box of dimensions L by B which is kept on a truck which is moving with an acceleration of a. So this truck has a sufficient friction due to which this block will not slide on the truck, and we have to find out the maximum acceleration of this truck so that the block does not topples on the truck. So let us suppose that the maximum acceleration is a and the truck is moving with that acceleration. So the pseudo force acting on the block will be in the backward direction, which is ma. mg will be acting in the downward direction. Normal reaction will be acting in the upward direction, n, and the friction force will be acting in the forward direction, like that. So let us find out the torque about COM. So torque about COM must be 0, and therefore we can say that normal reaction is equal to mg because the net force acting on the block on the y-axis is 0, and pseudo force ma is equal to the friction. So if we find out the torque about center of mass, then torque of ma and mg would be 0 because they are passing through the center of mass, and torque of normal reaction about mg will be in clockwise direction, and torque of friction about center of mass will be in anti-clockwise direction. So friction will be responsible for toppling the block in the backward direction, and normal reaction would be preventing this block from toppling. So if their torques are equal, then that acceleration is the maximum acceleration with which truck can move without toppling the block. So the torque of normal reaction is n into b by 2, and that should be equal to the torque of friction, which is f into l by 2. So normal reaction is equal to mg and friction is equal to ma. So this m is cancelled and a will be equal to gb by l. So the correct answer will be option number B. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a regular hexagon which is a uniform block of mass 4 root 3 kg. It rests on a rough horizontal floor which has coefficient of friction as mu, and there is a constant force F which is applied in the horizontal direction on the top edge of this hexagon, and the friction is sufficient to prevent sliding. So we have to find out the minimum force F required to topple this block about the point A. So let's suppose that this block is on the verge of toppling, and therefore let us draw all the forces which are acting on this block. So friction would be acting in the backward direction. Normal reaction would be acting in the upward direction, like that. Mg would be acting in the downward direction from the center of mass. This is mg. And these are the forces which are acting on the block. Okay. So let us first of all write down the torque about COM. So torque about COM must be 0 because this block is not toppling. So the torque of, let us write down the clockwise torque first of all. So the torque of force F and friction are clockwise torques. So the torque of force F is F into this distance. Now you can see that this angle is 60 degree and this side is A. So this perpendicular distance would be root 3A by 2, which is A sin 60. So this torque will be F into root 3A by 2, and plus the torque of friction would be F into, again this distance will be root 3A by 2. We know that applied force and the friction would be equal to each other, and the normal reaction would be equal to the mg of the block. So now we write down the anti-clockwise torque. So the anti-clockwise torque is just the torque of normal reaction, which is N into this is A by 2. so n into a by 2, and the torque of mg would be 0. So the net torque is also equal to 0, and this is we are substituting the value of friction as F. So this is F into root 3a will be equal to NA by 2, where N is mg. So let us write down N as mg a by 2. So cancelling this a with a, so F will be equal to mg by 2 root 3, where m is equal to 4 root 3. So this is 4 root 3 into 10 by 2 root 3. So F will be equal to 20 newtons. So this is the correct answer. Now we move on the next question. In this question, there is a block which has a square base of sides a by a and height h. Now this block is kept on a rough inclined plane which has an inclination of theta, but this theta is gradually increased. The coefficient of friction of this inclined plane is mu, and we have to find out the correct options for toppling and no sliding, and sliding and no toppling regarding mu. So we have to find out the correct option, and this theta is gradually increased. Now first of all, let us draw all the forces acting on this block. This will be the mg sin theta. This is mg sin theta. This force will be mg cos theta. Normal reaction would be trying to prevent any toppling, so it would be acting at this edge. This is N, and friction would be acting in the upward direction. This is friction. You can see that if there is no motion, obviously there is no motion perpendicular to the inclined plane. Therefore, N will be equal to mg cos theta. This is the value of normal reaction. And let us examine the first case, which is toppling but no sliding. So if this block is not sliding, then the friction should be sufficient enough to prevent any sliding. Therefore, the maximum friction should be greater than mg sin theta. Now the maximum friction is mu into n, where n is mg cos theta. So mu mg cos theta should be greater than or equal to mg sin theta. Now mg and mg are cancelled out, and mu should be greater than or equal to tan theta. And for toppling, along with no sliding, for toppling, let us write down the torque about COM. So torque about COM of mass of mg sin theta and mg cos theta would be 0, because they are passing through COM. And obviously for no toppling, friction would be balancing mg sin theta, and therefore torque about COM is n into a by 2, and that would be equal to, or in fact we have to topple the block. So the normal reaction is creating a torque which is preventing the block from toppling, while friction is creating a torque which is toppling the block. So to topple the block, the toppling torque should be greater than the preventing torque. So the toppling torque is torque of friction, which is F into h by 2. Now N is equal to mg cos theta into a by 2, and F is equal to mg sin theta multiplied by h by 2. Cancelling this 2 with 2, you can see that the tan theta should be greater than 1. In fact a by h. So you can see that for no sliding and for toppling the block together, we know that tan theta should be greater than a by h and mu should be greater than tan theta. By combining these two conditions, we can say that mu should be greater than a by h for toppling but no sliding. So option number A, which says that toppling will occur before sliding, it means that toppling will occur and no sliding will occur. So if mu is greater than a by h, so this is the correct one. Now let us now examine the second situation, in which there is sliding but no toppling. So for sliding, we know that the sliding force is mg sine theta, and that should be greater than the maximum friction, which is mu mg cos theta. So the first condition becomes that tan theta should be greater than mu. Now the second condition, that for no toppling, the torque of normal reaction, which is the preventing force, should be greater than the torque of friction, which is the force which is creating the block to topple. So torque of normal reaction, which is N into A by 2, should be greater than or equal to the torque of maximum friction, which is F max into H by 2. Now this N is equal to mg cos theta, and this F max is equal to mu mg cos theta into H by 2. So cancelling this mg cos theta with mg cos theta, you can see that A by H should be greater than or equal to mu, or we can say that mu should be greater than or equal to, mu should be less than or equal to A by H. And from the first condition, we can say that mu should also be less than tan theta. So we can say that the condition for no toppling will be this one, and in fact this is the condition for no toppling and this is the condition for sliding. So combining these two conditions, we get that mu should be less than A by H. So the correct option will be option number D also. So option number A and option number D are two correct options. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a regular polygons. This is a triangle, equilateral, this is a square, this is a pentagon shown in the figure. So the center of mass of all the polygons is at a height of h from the ground initially, and they roll on the horizontal surface about the leading vertex without slipping and sliding as depicted. Now the maximum increase in the height of the locus of the center of mass for each polygon is delta. Then this delta depends on n and h as. So let me explain you the question. First of all, the center of mass of each of them is at a height of h from the ground. Now as they will topple about this point in the clockwise sense, then a time will come then at which this point center of mass would be at the maximum height, like that. So we have to find out the difference of that maximum height and the current height h. So let us suppose that the maximum height is this one. So we know that when this center will topple about this point, then this side, which has a length of x, or let us suppose that r. So the center of mass, this center would move in a circle of radius r, like that, about this axis. So the highest height from the axis is r only. So let's suppose that this angle is alpha. In this case also, you can see the center of mass will move in a circle of radius r, and as well as in this case also. You can see that this angle alpha in the all three figures, and alpha is equal to pi by n, where n is the number of side of the polygon. So in this case there are three sides, therefore alpha will be pi by 3, which is 60 degree. In this case, alpha will be pi by 4, which is 45 degree. And in this case, alpha will be pi by 5, that is pi by 5 is 36 degree, I guess. Yes, so it is 36 degree. So we have to find out this r. So we can see that the component of r, which is r cos alpha, is h. So r cos alpha is equal to h. So r is equal to h upon cos alpha. Now we have to find out this height delta, which is the difference of the current height and the maximum height. So delta will be equal to r minus h. Now r is equal to h upon cos alpha minus h, and this is h 1 upon cos alpha minus 1. Now alpha is equal to pi by n, so the correct option will be delta is equal to h into 1 upon cos pi by n minus 1. Option number D. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a uniform cube of side A and mass m, which is resting on a rough horizontal surface. A horizontal force F is applied on this cube, which is at a distance of 3a by 4 from the ground. This is 3a by 4. Now it is given that the friction on this, the coefficient of friction on this surface is mu, and now we write down all the forces which are acting on this block. So mg would be acting in the downward direction. This is the center of mass, and this would be the mg, and normal reaction would be acting at this point to prevent any sliding, and the friction would be acting in the backward direction, like that. Now we have to find out the minimum value of F for which this cube will topple about an edge. So this cube will topple about this edge E. So let us find out the force F which is required to topple this cube about point E. So let us write down the torque about point E. So the torque about point E will be 0 in the limiting case. So we are writing, or we can say that the torque of F about E will be the torque of F about E will be equal to F into 3a by 4 in the clockwise sense, because F is situated at a distance of 3a by 4 from this point E. So its torque would be in the clockwise sense. So this is the clockwise torque which is toppling this block. Now the torque of normal reaction and friction would be 0 because they are passing through E, and the torque of mg about E will be equal to mg into a by 2 in the anti-clockwise direction, like that. This distance is a by 2. So to topple this block, torque of F should be greater than the torque of mg. So this F should be greater than 2 by 3 mg. So this is the minimum force which is required to topple this block. So this is the answer of the first part. Now the second part says that what is the minimum value of mu so that this what is the minimum value of mu so that toppling occurs. You can see that this force is not applicable on the center like that, because if this force was applicable on the center, then the torque of this force about the center would be 0, because it is passing through the center. So it would not create any torque to topple this block about the center. So this is very important to note, that if this force is passing through the center, then this force will not create any torque to topple this block, and therefore friction would be required to topple this block. But if this force is not applicable at the center, in this case, as we are given that this force is not applicable at the center, in fact this force is applicable at a distance of 3a by 4 from the base. So this force will alone create some torque about the center to topple this block, and if this block will topple, then there would be no requirement of friction to topple this block. Therefore the minimum value of friction will be 0. I am repeating this part again because this is very important, that we know that in the case of rolling motion of any circular object, if the force is applied on the center line, then this force would not create any torque, and this object will only translate without any friction. So if there is no friction on the ground, then this object would not rotate, and in fact it would only translate. But if this force is applied on the upper part of this object, so this force is creating a torque about the center, as well as it is accelerating the center. So this force is alone sufficient to create acceleration, linear acceleration and angular acceleration of this object, and therefore there is no requirement of friction to create any angular acceleration. Similarly, in this case, if this force was applicable at the central line, then there would be some friction required to topple this block. But in this case, as this force is not applicable at the central line, and it is applicable at a point which is above the central line, therefore this force is creating enough torque to topple this block without the requirement of friction. Therefore mu minimum will be 0. Now in the third part, which says that if mu is equal to mu minimum, that what is the minimum force required for toppling. So if mu is equal to mu minimum, which is 0, we have calculated in the previous part, then this block will slide. Block will slide. And if block will slide, then this point would not be the instantaneous axis of rotation. This would not be the IAR. So we have to balance the torque about COM. So the torque about COM will be F into A by 4, and the torque of normal reaction will be minus N into this is A by 2, and this torque should be 0, so that, or we can say that this torque should be positive, because the toppling torque, which is F into A by 4, should be greater than the preventing torque, which is N into A by 2 for toppling. So F should be greater than (2n), where N is equal to mg. N will be equal to mg because there is no motion of this block in the y-axis. So F minimum should be equal to 2mg. Now in the fourth part, that minimum mu s, so that F minimum can cause toppling. So this says that if we are applying the minimum force F minimum, then what should be the value of minimum value of mu, so that F minimum, which we have calculated in part 1, will cause the toppling. So we know that in the part 1, in the first part, we have already seen that the force required to topple the block was 2 by 3 mg. So this F minimum is equal to 2 by 3 mg, and this F minimum should be equal to the friction, because there is no sliding in the first part. So F is equal to F. So friction is mu mg, and that should be equal to F minimum, which is 2 by 3 mg. So cancelling this mg and mg, so mu for the fourth part will be equal to 2 by 3. Now I am repeating this fourth part again. It is given that in the fourth part that the minimum value of mu s, so that F minimum, which we have calculated in part 1, can cause toppling. So in part 1 we have already calculated that F should be equal to, F minimum should be equal to 2 by 3 mg for toppling. And we already know that in the first part, as there is no sliding, therefore this friction and this force F should be equal to each other. So if we equate these two equations, so if we write down F as 2 by 3 mg and friction as mu mg, then mu should be equal to 2 by 3. So this is a very nice question, which is very important as far as toppling is concerned. So this was the package of numericals for toppling, and with this video we are completed with rigid body dynamics, and from the next video I am starting simple harmonic motion. So keep watching, stay tuned. Thank you.